Are you in a reading slump and you need help or some book recommendations to get out of it, or are you maybe getting into reading and would like some book recommendations? Well, then this is the video for you. So the first book I would like to talk about is a fantasy book, and I feel like this isn't normally the genre like you'd jump into if you're trying to get into reading, but some people just like fantasy and that's okay, and I wanted to give an option for that, and that is Fourth Wing. Now this book is actually the special edition. If I was to, this is the book. So I feel like this would be the perfect book to start off with because of it being like, I feel like it's simple, like it's simple writing, a simple storyline, it's very easy and fast to fly through. Yes, it is like almost 500 pages, but trust me when I say that it's that addicting that you will fly through it, and it's very easy. I feel like this is like the perfect fantasy to get into because it's not too hard, and it's more romancy. So if you like a little bit of romance within your fantasy books, then this would be also perfect as well, because you just get addicted to the characters, you get addicted to the storyline. It's just such a good fantasy book, and I highly recommend if you want fantasy or romantasy, like a bit of romance in your book, a little bit of spice, and this is the book for you. Okay, now the next book is a second book in the series, but you can read them as standalones. They're interconnected series, but this one specifically I really enjoyed. It was a 5-star read for me, and I feel like it would be perfect, and that is Right Move by Liz Tomford. This book is about Ryan and Indy. Indy is looking for a place to stay, and her best friend was like, you can stay with my brother. And at first Ryan isn't too sure about it, but he's like, you know what, I'm going to do anything for my twin sister, you're her friend, why not? And I feel like we can all see how things go, but trust me when I say this is an amazing book. Please read it. It's so good and it's so fast paced. Again, it is quite a thick book. It's almost 500 pages again, but trust me when I say you'll fly through it. You won't be able to put it down. You could possibly even read it in 1 or 2 sittings. It's very easy to read, very fast paced. Again, you get addicted to the characters, especially the male character. Like if you are looking for a new book boyfriend, then again, this is the one for you. This is the book for you. This book is so good, and I highly recommend this one as well, obviously because it wouldn't be in this book recommendation video if I wasn't going to recommend it. Then we have kind of like a summary book, which is perfect considering it's almost summer, and that is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. If you're looking for something less on the spicier side, something like Closed Door, if you're looking for something summary, then this is perfect for you. So I don't really remember too much about this because I did read it last summer, but from what I do remember, it's about Amelia, and she is in Rome, Kentucky, and then there's Noah, and one of them, I can't remember which one, is a baker or something. Yeah, all I remember about this is it's very like fun, fast paced, very short as well. Like this is 305 pages, so you could definitely fly through this if you wanted to read a book in one sitting. I feel like that is definitely possible. Again though, I feel like I'm saying this about all the books. Characters, you'll get so attached to the characters. A lot is easy to read and very fun and very entertaining. It's definitely a very fast paced read, and I'd highly recommend this one as well. So then we have The 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This book is a little bit different. It's still like romance, but there's a little twist to it. So this book is about Clementine, and she lives in this apartment, and whenever she goes inside of this apartment, she is in the past, and then whenever she leaves this apartment, she's actually back within the present. And this is very interesting because obviously when she's in this apartment, there's also this strange man that she doesn't know in her kitchen. Yeah, this is definitely very interesting. Again, another one you'll fly through. This also has kind of like a mystery aspect to it, in the sense of like you don't really know who he is, what's happening, why this is happening, and it's very interesting to find out near the end once it all wraps up. And this is very addicting. Again, another one you could possibly read in one sitting, as it's like 300 and something pages. This is definitely my favorite Ashley Poston book, and I feel like Ashley Poston is really good at writing like romances with an interesting twist. Then I have Next of Kin by Hannah Bowen Young, and this book I absolutely love. Again, another fast-paced read. This is about Chloe, and she learns that her mother has just given birth to her baby sister, and she is having to kind of like take her younger sister in as her mother is unable to. Then there is Warren, who is trying to get custody of his 15-year-old deaf brother. But to be able to do this, they have to be within like this program where one of them has to have like financial stability, and then one of them has to have home like stability, like a roof over their head. They come together and they work together to try and get the custody of their siblings, and it's very, very interesting, and I highly recommend. I would say this is kind of like enemies, friends to lovers. If you are looking for that, this would be perfect for you. But this is very, very interesting, and it's nice to see how everything wraps up with in the end. Then I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, another Abby Jimenez book, and this is the special edition of the book, and I think that proves how much I love it by the fact that I got a special edition. But I absolutely love this. If you are interested in like small town kind of books, then this is definitely for you. I am definitely due for like a reread of this book, and I feel like it's also again perfect for summer. But I really enjoyed this. I read it in one sitting if I remember correctly, but the characters are just so likable, the small town is just so cozy. I love this book. The writing style is so fast paced. I love it, and you need to read it. But you know what I love more than this book is this book, Yours Truly, also by Abby Jimenez, which is the second book from Part of Your World. And this book I will talk about forever. This book is amazing. This is about, I think, is it nurses? I believe it's nurses or doctors or something. They're both doctors. But let me just tell you, the anxiety representation within this book is so good. It's done so well, and I love the fact that it's the male representation of for anxiety. The male love interest in this book, the male main character, has anxiety, and let me just say, I felt seen within this book. It's done that well. Like I've never been so seen before reading a book, and I feel like that's why I loved it so much, let alone obviously the characters, the writing, just the storyline in general. I loved everything about this, but the anxiety rep was like a big part in me giving this a 5-star and loving this book so much. So if you are looking for some mental health rep or anxiety rep, or you have anxiety and you want to be seen and you maybe haven't read any anxiety rep books before, please read this one. This one is an amazing one, and you could definitely tell. I'm not sure if Abby Jimenez has anxiety themselves, or maybe they did some research, but either way it was done amazing. So those are the few book recommendations I wanted to give you to get you either out of a reading slump, or maybe you are trying to get into reading and you just don't know where to start. I made sure to only give you a few because I know that it can be very overwhelming if you're given a lot of options. If you would like to see another one of these videos, let me know. I've done 2 other kind of these videos before on my channel. One of them was from about 2 or 3 years ago now, and then the second one was from about probably 2 years ago as well. I'm not sure, but that was a while ago, and that is why I thought it was due for me to do another one. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you watched until the end, and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye.